All right, getting a super late start to the day today. Good morning, work diver. Good to see you here. I've been in here. I've just been focused on some other things. So, got quite a few I am watching this morning, but I really need to weed through some of these. I'll tell you what, Tesla is such, this 800 level, it has just been so hard for it to stay above it. I really wonder if we're about to get the drop on Tesla. There's this trend line here, as you can see. Let me just clear out all these levels. This, our moving averages, we've got this trend line here, and it's very possible that we would come down and test this trend line. And even if we formed this area here as a new pivot point, um, although that probably would have traced up to there. So let's see. So this would technically be the new pivot. I mean, we could come down and test 700 again. I don't know if today would be the day for that, but Tesla may, it may continue to push. But I don't know. It's really continuously having a struggle. I mean, we tapped up on that 800 level so many times all through here. It was just having a hard time getting over it. It popped up over it yesterday or Friday, but now it's right back down here. And so I don't know. I think I would think that there would be some sort of a bearish sentiment on Tesla. Very curious to see how that works out. Be interesting to see what happens with TWLO. There's not enough volume on that, so it's not even one I'm halfway thinking about trading. Nor Wayfair. Boeing and ZM, those are always good go-tos that I can come back and look at. But yeah, Tesla is, it's interesting. It's interesting enough, I should say. It's interesting enough. And I think Roku is pretty interesting today too. I mean, if we made a move down, it could be to the 120 areas, or excuse me, 121 areas. So that's all. That's all for shorting. mRNA looks like it could continue to go on a tear. I mean, if it breaks the $60 level. So I'm not really going to be watching this. Actually, I need to replace that with Tesla. Where is it? So yeah. Tesla needs to come above that. Roku needs to come above that. And even BYND, I think. Let's see. Okay, so mRNA I think would be interesting at a break of $60. So I would want to know if mRNA gets up to 59, 96, we'll say 59.96. Critical break at 60. So we'll add that. What's up, Sauger? Good to see you, man. Watching APOP, AMC, ZKIN, BLPH. Yeah, I think I set an alert on BLPH. Let's see. Yes, I did. If it breaks over 21.51, I'm going to be interested on that. I don't have it on my watch list as of right now. And mRNA I'm probably going to remove as well. Let's see. So we've got AMC up here. And there's some levels of support here that, let's see, what's this level right here? Okay, 625-ish to 635, 640 area. I think there could be roughly, I think that's a good place for it to find some support if it's going to continue to move up. I would not be shorting this, obviously. There's no shares available for shorting. Good morning, Notre Dame. Good to see you, man. But I would be interested in taking a long on AMC. UAA is another one. I think that, I want to see more volume come in, but I think this could get a buy back today. So I may be looking for that for a long. QDEL. The thing about QDEL is we're forming one of these patterns on it right now. It's a wedge pattern. And this stock could move a lot if the volume really picks up on it. And so if the volume really picks up on it, I would be looking to short. If it rejects here off of 187 and starts coming back down, I would be comfortable, especially if the spread closed a little bit more. I'd be comfortable to take, anywhere from 25 to 50 shares and see what kind of a move down we could get on that. Penn, I think, might be a good possible long out the gates. And MYOK. I actually was in on MYOK today, and I should have held on to. I actually tried to. So here's what I saw on MYOK. Same thing as what we just saw on QDEL. Could not break out of this wedge. It kind of poked through, but closed below, and ended up dumping. And I had an order in here to buy back 25 of those shares. I'd sold short 50 shares. And I had an order out at 113, and I'm totally meant to move that down. I meant to cancel that order because I figured it was going to test 107. And after, analyzing it a little bit longer, I was like, yeah, I'll just kind of move it down there. And so I was over here kind of adjusting the price and everything, and the next thing I know, I'm out of the trade. And I was like, oh man, I forgot to remove that order at 113. So kind of my fault on that. This actually would have been a really nice trade. We'd be doing really well on this right now. And you can see it's breaking through the 107 levels. So this stock is way overextended. I think if volume comes in on this, we can see a really, really good move on this today. One thing I like about both QDEL and MYOK is they're not like these super huge floats. You're looking at 30 million share float for QDEL, 40 million share float for MYOK. So it's not going to take a ton of volume to get them to move, but it's going to need some volume. We're kind of at a really nice area of support right here. I would almost even want to try to get in on this, but I'll need it to test this bottom a few more times probably. Anyway, so this is kind of what I'm looking at though, guys. UAL, I was actually looking at UAL down here, and I thought to myself, this is forming a flat bottom here. I bet this would be a great place to start buying it up. Because it's like it broke through this support and then popped back up. It kind of held that 9 level, and so if you look here on the daily, it's a pretty significant area right here. So it dipped below that and got bought back up. And I'm not. This really shouldn't even be at the top of my list like this. QDEL should actually be further up. Let me change that. So QDEL should be further up, and really, Tesla and Roku. But I'll keep those where they're at for right now. So we will, let me take a look at APOP real quick. Okay. All right. This looks promising, but I will say this. It's got a lot of these red candles, a lot of these buy-ups and massive sell-offs. But so yeah, I would be careful with that. But yeah, this looks like, I mean, this could go. Are there shares available for shorting? There are. 100 shares cost $15. Forget about it. APOP. Let's take a look. 2 million share float. It's got a catalyst. Positive data announced. Okay, so primary endpoints were submitted to FDA during investigational new drug approval process. So this one could go today. This one could go, and it could. I think, and I wouldn't even be surprised if 689. Wouldn't be surprised if buyers went for a breakout here past 689. Really wouldn't be surprised. So I might watch this one. Might see what this one does. Definitely have to break through 550, which it looks like it's going to do now. I might even take just 200 shares on that. Really, I mean, wow. That does not look good. What is happening there? That's just a giant misprint. I hate when this sort of thing happens. What in the world is happening there when that happens? Does anybody know? Because I don't. I have no clue what happens there. Workdiver says VTIQ still grinding up. I'll take a look at that one too. So APOP, all right. Well, I'm not gonna watch it too long. You also called out ZKIN and BLPH. Okay, ZKIN. Okay. I don't know about that one. Doesn't look like there's much movement on it. Doesn't mean there can't be movement that comes into it though. So VTIQ, Workdiver was calling out. Oh wow. Yeah, what a steady grind up. Got a bit of a spread on it, but man, I'm gonna add this one to the watch list. Because it is. It's having a steady grind up there. So let me look at. Let me see what I'm dealing with here. VTIQ is a 20 million share float. Okay. So recent. Let's see. Where is it? Man, what a breakout. What a breakout. Nice move up. Okay. And the SPY has come down just a little bit. We've got a trend line here drawn out, and I think it's possible it could, make its way back down here over the next couple of days. But if it comes up and it breaks past 294.88, look out. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. Pen. Pen looks like it's holding. AMC. AMC's starting to drop even more. You know, I'll be interested in AMC if it gets back up to $7. It's got to clear those levels, and so I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna put an alert on AMC. I want to know if it gets over 695. We'll say 691. And I'm going to go ahead and remove that. BRB, real quick. Oh, be right back. All right, so MYOK, I would look for a quick squeeze right back up to these levels, maybe even a breakthrough this trend, then a rejection and a rollover. I would like to get in on that. QDEL has broken through here, so QDEL could be, you know, making a very strong move up. The spread is way too much for me right now to get in on. VTIQ could continue to make a push up. Under Armour losing its levels. Tesla. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys about Tesla? Man, I so wanted to get in on that one. I'm not going to chase it. UAA. Looks like it's wanting to get crushed. So let's just see where we go with some of this stuff here today, guys. Tesla making a good, solid rundown. Pen. I'm gonna go ahead and set stop limit buy 200 shares at 39.42. Stop buy. So we'll get in there. I think Penn could make a move up to that level. UAA. Like it wants to make a run up. VTIQ having a little bit of a pullback. May look to get in on that. Look for volume to increase. Pen coming back. Going to hold that level. Find out. See if we just got a bit of a retest here. mRNA, about to get that break. Let's check up on it. They got the break. Put this back on the watch list here. Uber's getting a buy up. Tesla's getting a buy up. SPY's getting a buy up, but I think I'd be willing to get in here and stop out at the break of 800. Yeah. Stop. Okay. Pen. Ooh, pen. Looks like it's wanting to kind of move back up. See, so it got bought up off that level. That's good for pen. Just going to kind of hold my horses here for a minute on this, though. Roku. Nice buy up on Roku. Nice buy up on BYND, mRNA, continuing to make some moves. Very spready. Got to be careful. Good morning, Yoni B. Good to see you. Good job holding that swing. See what TWLO's do. Oh, excuse me. See what W's doing. Not too much. Boeing getting a drop. ZM getting a buy up. So we got a lot going on here, guys. See what Tesla's doing. See if Tesla can break back through VWAP and get a fail back off of those 800 levels. Obviously, if it comes above 798, 98, I'll probably want to get out. So it did break below VWAP. It's getting a buy up. Let's see here, 798, 89, yeah. So I would just take it there. See if we can continue to get a drop here on Tesla. I would take 5 of these shares off, probably below 790. Actually, I'll take 5 off there just because it's pausing at 790. So I'm going to want to buy back the other 5 at, I don't know, probably break even. Let's see, 796.87. Yeah, I mean, if it comes back above, we'll say 797, I'll get out. I mean, it could just end up being whippy, so Tesla loves doing that. I'll just get out break even. So let's see, stop, buy. UAA, VTIQ, QDEL. Way too spready. I want to see that spread close. MYOK. Where are we at here? This I could justify 25 shares here. If it breaks 100, we should get a good solid move down. 98. We'll take 10 shares. See if we can get the fill of those 10 at 98. And then see if we can get a continued move down. There. I'm going to go ahead and take half at 98.70. And we'll see what that other 13 shares can do. It's like it's growing a conscience. So let's see. See if it remains above that. Is that just a temporary squeeze? Up. Almost kind of just want to get out just in case, but let's see what that 13 shares can do. A lot of selling at 100, just not cracking it. Really need to crack it. Okay, I'm going to come out half just in case. And let's see what happens here. So we got 7 shares, guys. Nothing to brag about here, but if we can break 100 again, would love to get back in. Otherwise, this may we may be about to go on to some major kind of short squeeze here. So really want to see it break down 100. Take one more stab on it. Every time it hits 100, it's getting bought back up. So I'm going to try to be patient here. You see a lot of selling. Okay, coming out, guys. It's just not looking good. I want to see it hit 100 again. Let's see here. Good job, Sauger. Good job. Yeah, don't be too quick. So MYOK is a little finicky right now. Really want to see a massive crack through 100. A lot of selling. We got to see a lot of selling on 100. And a failed breakout attempt here. Failed short squeeze attempt. Sitting right on top of that 9 EMA on the 15-minute though. I know a lot of traders are watching that, so if we get some kind of a massive short squeeze, I'm not going to want to be in on it. really looks like it wants to sell here. It's really far overextended. But if we get a squeeze, it's going to be one harsh squeeze. So I just don't want to get in on that. The 1 minute again. Five minute. Okay, out of Tesla. So let's see here. See if we can finally get this move. Here we go. I'm going to jump in here. Let's get that break. Come on. Oof. Ah. Man. Having a really hard time breaking that 100 mark. Like I said, do not want to get caught in that squeeze. Buying's coming in. Okay. Coming back out. Back and forth today. Back and forth day. Let's look at some of these other ones. Okay, QDEL's finally getting a flush down. That's good. Can we get in here again? Come on. Let's do it this time. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Ah. Why won't you die? Come on. Flush. I'll tell you what, it's holding 100. I mean, if we don't see a break, we got to see a break, and we got to see it get below 98. Come on. Come on. Come on. A lot of selling right there. Okay, coming out half. This one's sucking away the profits on the day. I am not going to give up on this though, guys. This is... because when this breaks, this is going to break. I need to just get in a better position. This is just priming for some kind of a short squeeze, or some kind of a breakdown. Okay, let's try one more time, guys. One more time. There we go. There we go. We're going to get a continuation. We need a continuation. Come on. We'll take out half there. No, okay. I want to see a break of 98.12 on that. Come on. We need to see a continuation. Just having such a hard time staying below those levels. $98.83 is the next breaking point. See if we can do it. And then 98.12. So 98.83 and then 98.12. Okay, so I'm going to come out 38 shares at the break of 151. Stop. Buy. All right. I'm just going to move on and see if we can get continued move down. Pen. Tesla whippy as ever. mRNA running again. Yeah, Yoni B. I think mRNA is going to be quite the runner today. Actually, BYND, this is great. Loving what I'm seeing here. Let's see where the previous levels are. Okay, so we've got some levels up there around 141. Let's see. 142, 142, and 146. Okay. So if I started building any kind of a position, need to be up close to that 140 area. $140 is a pretty nice psychological number. Be comfortable getting in with 50 shares. MYOK, hopefully we can finally get the break. Really like to see a breakdown to these levels. I'd probably finish trading on the day. Roku getting a nice pullback. mRNA. TWLO still breaking out to all-time highs, I believe. Let's see. Yep, all-time highs. Nice. Wayfair. Looks like it might be double topping. Bowen losing a little bit. Let's see. UAL. Yeah, airlines are suffering for sure. I would trade VTIQ. It's slow moving. Of course, so is MYOK, but I'm also looking at this candle right here. This is there was a major sell-off on Friday on that, so I mean it is breaking out though. Keep it on watch a little bit longer. QDEL, MYOK. MYOK is not looking good. Not for me. We really want to see a break of 98.83 and then 98.12. So it's basically doing the same thing here at these levels between 99 and 100 is what it was doing between 100 and 101. Just this whippy back and forth, finally a drop. I don't think anybody's buying it, but we'll see. Charge Stalker says 2 and done, 412 in UAA and UAL. Good job, good job. They're both making new lows. Good job. Yeah, I know the airlines. Like I said just a couple minutes ago, they're doing they're not doing good. So UAA. I wonder if UAA got a buy up, where would it be? Looks like it would be right around the 850 mark. So if I was going, if I was going to catch a reversal or try to catch a reversal, it would be probably around there. But I don't know, the stock looks weak. So I don't know how I feel about trying to catch a reversal on it. I may add another 20 shares. If this breaks 98, 80, well, that's not good news. You know what, I'm not going to add anything. This is just, it's too choppy. Wouldn't be smart to add. Because then if we had a pullback, I'd be inclined to get out. So I'm going to go for clearing 100 on the day with MYOK if we can get the breakdown on it. And then I'll try to get out and be done with it. Oh, BYND went all the way up to 139.29. Good move on BYND. I really think if we could get the break of 98, I think we could get a move down to 94 and maybe 95. And that would be a good solid move. But looking at a lot of chop today, it's not much that I'm liking. Come on, MYOK. Just do it. Just break. Such a chop fest. Such a chop fest on MYOK. Really want to see it break down though here. Here's what we got on the 15-minute. Sitting right on that 9 EMA. We're going to break down 98.83, 98.12 and crack through that EMA. And then, like I said, I mean, we could even get a move, all the way down to like 92 on that. And I would hold these 38 shares as long as possible. I'd probably take half off at, 95-ish. And then I'll just see what the rest can do. But otherwise, this breaks over. Let's look at the 5-minute. That was 125, 123. So we're going to say 38 shares at the break of 125. Let's say 131. Stop, buy, stop. Because I really do believe that if we, let's see, 134, yeah. Really do believe that if we break through that, we could be looking at a massive short squeeze. And I probably ought to do a stop limit just in case it does squeeze up really high. So stop buy. Give it some room. I mean, it's making its way back above that 9 EMA. I would want to see a really clear fail here. keep it at 31. All right, chart stalker. Pens continue to make a move up. Nice bounce off that trend line we drew in pre-market. So Tesla's still having a hard time staying over that 800 level. Okay, and we're out MYOK. See, it shot all the way up. Look, it shot all the way up to 101.76. That's why I put a limit on it, because I didn't want to lose that. So I didn't want it to just shoot up there and then fill my order way up there, if that makes sense. But it was a fail. It was a fail for sure. Maybe worth getting in again. Yeah, it really is a rough day. Note again. I mean, it really is. Just a chop, 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 chop fest. And it may just be one of those days where it's kind of like, you know what? Let's just come back later. Let's let the market work itself out here, and you know, it could end up choosing a direction later in the day. Yeah, I just need to leave this one alone. I mean, thing with MYOK is it looks like it's kind of forming a curved bottom here, which means it could end up coming all the way back up. And there's just no reason to attempt to short it. I mean, yes, if it broke 98.83, but it really has to break 98.12, and that, you know, the 9 EMA on the 15 I think would be huge, just because I think a lot of other traders are watching that, and we get a very significant move to the downside. But other than that, you know, it could just be forming support and, you know, ramping up to go on a massive short squeeze. I guess I could take it at 98.89 and try again there in anticipation of it finally breaking down, because that would break the round bottom if it did that. Well, it wouldn't really. I say that, but it wouldn't really. It would break the round bottom probably at 98.50. And look at this. This is just, it's back and forth chop fest here. So I'll set an alert on MYOK. Would be nice to know when it hits 99. Yeah, I'll check APOP, Sagar. I'll check that real quick. I'll check that out too. Not again. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Looks like a classic trend line rejection. It even got bought up through that trend line and got rejected. So if I had to guess, I would say I think APOP is done unless it can break back up over these highs. What I would do is I would set an alert for the break of 550, and then I'd be interested in coming back in on it. But it's kind of like what we said in we were looking at it in pre-market. Look at all these wicks. It constantly, all these red candles on the day, constantly gets bought up and then pushed. Look at this one right here, right here, right here, right here. It more times than not gets bought up and then slammed back down. And I would locate shorts on this, but you see how expensive they are. I checked them pre-market. I couldn't believe it. I mean, $11 for 100 shares. Not doing that. Not doing that. So, NIO, the Tesla competitor, so they say, the Tesla killer. Somebody thinks it's going to be a Tesla killer. On the daily, we've got a nice little wedge forming here on the daily. It's a little slow moving for me, but I've traded NIO in the past. I think I went long on it last time, actually, and I got out way too soon, but it was just so slow moving that, I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't stay in it any longer. It's just so slow moving. Pen, I think, is going to be good for a pullback here pretty soon. I would feel comfortable adding all the way up to 1840s on maybe 200 shares. MYOK finally hit 99. And look at that. It looks like it's getting the breakdown. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding in a 200 share position short on Pen right now. And let's look at MYOK. MYOK is getting the breakdown. Look at this, guys. And it's about to break 98.12. But I wonder if it's just going to go into a bunch of chop action like it always seems to do. It definitely broke the flat bottom. There's no denying that. There's no denying that. But look at just how whippy and choppy it is. Pen looks like it's having a nice pullback, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off there. Oops, meant to take the whole thing. See if we can break to 80. I thought I was looking at the 5-minute chart. I can't believe I did that. Should have waited for more of a breakdown. We'll see if we can get the other 100 shares at 1782. Otherwise, Pen will probably continue to move up, which is fine. Give me an opportunity to add. Tesla's still struggling, but I think Tesla is following what the SPY is doing. And Vaxioni B, what are your thoughts on it? Let me check it out. Oh, that's nice. It looks like it's forming a rollover pattern. 3.1 million in volume on it today so far. Let's see what the float is. It's a 56 million share float. So it's not a ton, but it's something. If it breaks up above 21.59, so this would be one I would probably be comfortable getting in short, and then I would just come out if it broke high of day. Looks like it could be more of a failed type of breakout. Pen making a continuous move up. I'm going to take another 200 shares at 18, 32, would it be 32? Maybe 34. So I'll put it at 33. So 1833. Yeah, it looks. Man, I should have went ahead and taken that 200 share short up here. Where was it? At 48, 45? I think the bids were showing maybe 44, 45. Ah, oh well. Pen finally failing again. Let's see if we can get that at 1782. That 100 shares we were talking about. Let's look at this. Oh yeah, we should be able to get that at 82. See if it'll come down and get us out there. If not, I'll consider getting back out. Should make a move down. Might even get a move down to 70. 1776, we'll say. Yeah, at this point, I don't know if I would want to get back in. Above. I don't know if I would want to average in. You know, with a candle like that and then a recovery. So, yeah, we'll take it at 76. Maybe 77. Just to be safe, we'll take it at 77. I think we could get that. I want to see a break of 90, 91 to be specific, and then a return back down to these levels down here. Would be nice. mRNA. Yeah. Let me go back to NVAX. Oh, man, look at this. What a beautiful rollover pattern. Man, what did I tell you, Yoni B? What did I tell you, man? I should have taken 200 shares up there, man. I could have just put my stop up here. Ah. Look at this. If it breaks 87, it's just going to continue. Come on, pen. Keep coming down. Come down to 77. Pen is a chop fest, guys. I haven't traded pen much before, but man, what a chop fest. What a chop fest. Really has a hard time resolving in any one direction. Well, I don't know, man. I think you called it, Yoni. I think you called it. I mean, you called it to my attention. But you obviously saw that already. Come on, let's see if pen can continue to get wasted. Come on, pen. Come on. Break it down. Break down through the 80s. Break into the 70s. If it holds here, I'll probably get out. I don't want to, but come on, pen. All right, I'm going to take half just to lock in profit, and we'll see what the other 50 shares does. I'll even let it go down to the 60s on that last 50 shares. What I'm really going to do, though, is I'm going to put a stop on those last 50 shares at I don't know, 1801. Stop by So basically break even. Under Armour still losing. QDEL still losing. Or sorry, not losing, still rising. It was on my long watch list. It just wouldn't come back down. Yeah. Look at this. NYOK. Look at this. It came right down. It broke. It actually broke. What a fake out. It's sitting perfectly on that 9 EMA on the 15. So this is one of those patterns that I would actually feel okay getting in on at this level where it's at right now. Because it's one of those patterns that seems like it's going to chop around all day until finally it's going to break that 9 EMA and it's going to go. And I've seen this happen a lot. So but then again, this could just be the massive short squeeze we've been waiting for. So it's recovered. So you may cross over here. I'll see what it does. I'll give it another few minutes. QDEL, super spready. Just not going to go for that. Not going to go for that. I'm removing that from the watch list. UAAPEN. Yeah, let's see if PEN can come back just a little bit here. Come back to 1765. I want to get notified if it hits 70. Yeah, 70. So PEN, let me know if you get to 1770. We'll say 72. Okay, so NVAX. Did I get any kind of a pullback? Kind of. Don't know if this pullback's going to be good enough. Tesla's still having a hard time maintaining above those 800 levels, but it's turned into a chop fest right now, so I'm not really interested. BYND trying to make some kind of a recovery. This is the 5 minute, yeah. Let's see. Okay, all out on pen. Okay, so I want to remove that alert on pen. But I want to now know when pen hits 1825 because I will be interested in getting back in for a rejection. Okay, BYND. We can get a quick scalp here on BYND. Maybe even build a position on it. See if we can get a boost up through 135. Yeah, I guess I'd have to come out at 135. Give that a little more time. mRNA. Nice pullback on mRNA. Okay, let's see. See if there's anything interesting here. BYND. $36.43 would be a good place to add. $35.83. See if we can get up to 135.83. Can I get a fill? Pause there. Did not get my order. So, okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Made a mistake. Always cost me. Wasn't quick enough. Ah, man. Hate that, Sagar. Was that on APOP? I'm just guessing because I'm wondering if that's what you were asking me about, my thoughts on APOP. Yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I mean, you've got this constant rejection off of this trend line. It broke through it, came back, popped up, tapped it, came back. I mean, it's respecting it. It's respecting it for sure. It doesn't mean that it can't ultimately come back around and break up through it. But yeah, that's I hate that, man. Let's look at NVAX. All good. My mistake, and I need to fix it. I stuck to my plan on buying, but did not stick to it on sell. Yeah. Okay. Well, here. I'll toast to that. I mean, you're speaking my language, bro. I mean, that's the story of my life. Worst trades. It wasn't that, that I was a bad trader or I made a bad choice of a stock to trade. It's just that I didn't get out when I was supposed to get out, and that's the story of everyday traders' life, man. And even the most professional ones have gone through that. Um, but kind of like you said, you learn from it, you own it, you learn from it, and that's the best place you can be. So. Yep, note again. Yes. You're literally 100% wrong on everything you pick. Dude, yes, absolutely. I've been there. I've been there. And yes, AMC is a possible short, but as you can see here, in at least in light speed, it's saying that it's not shortable. Got the little T symbol up here, so um, oh, good job on Pen. Good job, Pen. Pen's coming up. This is great. Gonna look for a little bit of a pullback. Got a notification set to go off on that one. Tesla making a pullback. I don't know. I may need to be very careful on some of these. These are no joke. BYND's making a recovery. mRNA is sticking around this area right here. So mRNA is going to be really interesting. NVAX. Now, NVAX looks like it's kind of, I mean, it didn't even make it up to the trend line. But don't know if there's enough volume on it to justify trading. Even though I think this could actually be a really good shorting opportunity here. It's just not. It's not. Doesn't have the volume. I need to put this on here though. NVAX. I mean, I'll tell you something, Notre. Again, right now, I'm not really doing anything right today. I mean, I was up at one point, like what, 50 some dollars. I gave it back. Now I'm up 27, I'm up $30. I mean, today's a chop day. I mean, I'm right, but I'm not right enough. And that's kind of the other side of trading. You know, sometimes it's not even about being 100% wrong. It's just not being right enough. Right enough for it to even matter that you even traded that day. And that's to me almost equally as frustrating. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm holding a long in SPCE, but it's just hard to break. Even on the day I broke all my rules and I'm angry. See mega count review underway. We'll be live in a week and today's not a good omen. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if I'd call it an omen. I mean, you obviously, just you're saying that you broke all your rules. So, knowing that you broke all your rules, here's the thing. You probably could have been 100% wrong, but still only be suffering a very small losing day if you stuck to your losses and stuff like that. Um, you know what the problem is. You know what the problem is. This isn't trivial. This is nothing trivial for you. And I think you'll recover from it. And here's the thing, don't let it mess with your head, man. Don't let it mess with your head. I think you've been overall doing really good testing your strategy. Yes, it is going to be a little different when you finally get into it. I mean, we all know that. That's not anything that's going to be surprising, you know. But you have everything in you to be able to do this and to do it well. And even if you come in the first few days and you're just doing nothing but losing and being 100% wrong, just make sure if you're 100% wrong that you're 100% following your rules, and getting out where you're supposed to be getting out, and the wrongs won't be so bad and they won't feel so bad. Man, UAA just seems to, it just keeps going. It's on a relentless pursuit to the downside. Roku's getting a rejection here. Still in this channel. Still in this channel. Wait for it to come up a little if we can. It's bouncing off of VWAP right now. BYND had a trend line breakout. I want to see if it bounces off this trend line and starts going up, or if it breaks through. I added an extra $400 to my initial deposit, $10 stop loss on my first few trades. I'm going in expecting to pay that $400 before I start earning. Okay. When you open up that account, I want to encourage you just to go back and check out that that first episode. I think it was the first, maybe the second episode of The Trader's Mind that I did, where it was Account Building Psychology 101. Go back to that and let that be your plan. Let that be your plan. Because here's the thing, if you're accounting for $400, let's just say, to pay that $400, what I would like for you to do, or what I would suggest, we'll say, what I would suggest you doing. And by the way, I am not a professional financial advisor. Any trading that you do on your own. I'll put my disclaimer out there. But no, if you got $400 to lose, in my opinion, what I would do is I would stick to that account trading psychology, or account building psychology 101 plan, where you just plan to make, just for the first couple weeks in, man, just make $50 a day, $50 a day. Some days you'll make more, some days you'll break even, some days you'll lose. But on those losing days, try not to lose any more than $100. And really, I would say try not to lose any more than $50. But that can be difficult. And it just may mean, note again, look, dude, it just may mean you coming in here and just literally trading with this just the smallest share size, man, and giving these stocks a lot of time to work themselves out. You know, you may have to be just super patient with the process. But dude, just strive for that $50, man. And when you make that $50, stop. Now, if you're in a trade and, you know, you're partialing out and it's continuing to go in your direction, don't get out just because you've reached $50. I mean, let the rest of those shares run, because you might end up getting $70, $80 out of that trade. But I'm just saying, you know, once you get over that $50 mark, just stop. And once you get under that $50 mark, or even give yourself, say you'll give, I think if I was starting a brand new account all over, I would strive for $50. And knowing that I've got a pretty decent win rate, I would give myself all the way down to, and maybe say $75 loss on the day. That would be my daily max loss. So if you have a $75 daily max loss, that essentially gives you almost 6 days. I think that's right. Is the math on that right? 75 times 4 days would be 300. So yeah, you've got 5 days. Like that basically gives you, we'll say with commissions and everything, that gives you 4 or 5 days of when you can come out day trading and losing. Like if you're going to have 4 losing days in a row, we know that's not going to happen. Not if you're smart, not if you follow your rules, not if you trade the way that you've been practicing in the simulator. But you've got to do it with small share size, man, and just pack that $50 on every day. Dude, every day you just pack it on, because then what you're going to be doing, you know, if you come out the first week and you do that and you literally stop when you're over $50, you know, and let's say even one day that week you have an $80 loss, okay? And let's say one day you break even, okay? But you've got 3 days, let's say that you've made you know, you know, we'll say 2 of those days you actually hit the $50 goal. We'll say after fees and commissions, you made $50. So you probably made 60, right? And so, we'll say you made $50 on 2 of those days. That's $100. You had a max loss day. So that's $100 minus 75. So you're back down to 25. And let's say you have a break even day, and then let's say you have a blowout day where you make like $150, right? Because you're gonna have a day like that. You're gonna have a day like that. Your first weekend, I can almost, well, nobody can guarantee anything, but you'll have that day. You'll have that day where you'll make 3 times your daily goal, and so you'll be up $150 plus the 25, so $175 on that week. But that's going to be $175 added to that $400 padding. Even if you come out your whole first week with just an extra $100 after wins, losses, everything. Let's just say the first week you made $100. That means you're going to come into your second week of trading in your live account, and now you're going to have a $500 cushion instead of that $400, whatever you can lose money. Now you'll have $500, whatever you can lose, and do the same thing the next week. But I think it's going to go better than that for you. I really do. If you really stick to trading small share size, that is the key. I'm telling you, man, that's the key. That is the key. You stick to that small share size, man. Because, like I said, I mean, like even in this trade right here, NVAX, I could get in this trade right now with 100 shares short, and it could come down and break all these levels, and I can make $50 on this one move. At least if it comes down to test a double bottom, this would be my $50 right here. And you know what? I'd be risking 10, 12, maybe 15, whatever. Okay? So, because I would get out here. I would just get out here. So you can have. Do you realize how many trades you can do before you hit your daily max loss if you have, that kind of a risk to reward ratio? You could take 10 trades, or not 10 trades. You could lose out on, let's just say, 5 trades at roughly $15 a piece to try to make that $150 move on 100 shares. You could get it. You could totally do it. So, UAA looks like it might want to make a little bit of a recovery here. Here's going to be an example of that. 2-minute. Where is it? 63. So I can risk roughly, man, well, no, I can't. Let's wait for a pullback. Okay. Let's wait for a pullback. This finally cleared above that. All right, I'm not going to wait for a pullback. I'm going to get in. This is the first time this is done. I think we can make our way up to VWAP. If we pull back, I'll even add to my position. There it goes. Just going to try to go for, I don't know, $20 here. Buy volume's coming in. It's about to break up through the 9 EMA. It's breaking the EMAs on the 2-minute. So if it fails here, I will actually get out instead of add to my position, because I don't know if it's going to. This could just be a 9 EMA rejection. Yeah, you're welcome, Nuttergan. Sure, man. I think you're gonna do fine. Don't jinx yourself. That's the worst. That'll that'll be the biggest cause for failure. You know, but if you stick to the small share size, you know, it's not going to be anything devastating. All right, Soccer, good seeing you today, man. Good seeing you today. Okay, we're getting a pullback to the EMAs here on the 1 minute. I think I am going to hold because, let's see. I think I am going to add to it. Because I think we're finding a turnaround moment here. Just going to hold on to those shares. So and we are slowing down on the day, guys. So mRNA even, it's kind of slowing down. NVAX. Yeah. Uber's making a nice recovery. Good job, Uber. TWLO is getting a rejection. So 187.57, 187.44. TWLO looks like it could lose a lot of steam. So 188, 189.42. I'd be risking roughly $100 to make maybe 100, 150. I'd rather wait for a pullback on that. Okay, UAA is finally making its way up. I wonder if we could even break VWAP on this. I mean, we'll have a little resistance here at 896. I might take 100 at 897. And, well, let's see. How much will we make on that for 77? I'll take it at 92. I'll make $15 on that first 100 shares at 92. Because that'll be cracked right through the VWAP. And just in case there's a rejection, I think that would be good. So it's breaking up through the 5 minute. And then I'll hold on to the other shares for, I'll hold on to the other shares all the way up to, let's see. I would hold on to it all the way up to the 920 maybe, if it maintained above VWAP. So that would put me up a significant amount on the day. Really want to see us close above that 9 EMA and break in a breakthrough VWAP. it's a grind, it's a struggle, and if it rolls over from here, then I am going to have to get out. So I would take a $20 loss, but I stand to gain 60, 70 maybe. I think at least 50, but anyway. So doji here. Now the SPY's pulling, so that could affect Under Armour. But if Under Armour pushes, look out. I might even give it up to 94 on that first 100. If it looks like it's stalling, I'll take it at 90 or 92, that is. Buy volume's coming in. It's respecting the trend line. It broke through and opened up above the 9 moving average for the first time on the 5-minute since pre-market. And this may be the reversal moment. We may genuinely make this all the way up to the 920s. So I've got my first take profit at 894. What I'm going to be inclined to do is, if it comes back down, you know, I'd like to get that first take profit before it comes back down. First of all, let me just kind of be clear about that. I'd like to get that first take profit before it comes down. But if it comes all the way down, I will unload just 100 shares. Let me see. So I'll do a stop limit, sell. So I'll at least make $2. Let me just see. I mean, it could come all the way back to 74 though. You know what? It may just need to be where I hold on to it and I mean, today's going to be a wash anyway if I don't. I mean, I need to try to make some kind of profit. It's not, in other words, it's not going to matter if I lose the $30 I've made today. It's just not going to matter. But I'd really like to see this work itself out. So, see if we can get that break up through VWAP. 2-minute looks good. 5-minute looks good. The only thing that doesn't look good is the SPY. Don't like how the SPY looks. Let's see if we can get continued buying here. Buying dropped off a little on the last candle. There we go. Let's see if we can get a breakout of VWAP. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the first 100 shares there, just lock in $10. So now I've got 100 shares, just in case this ends up being a VWAP rejection. But if it's a VWAP breakout, I think we have a chance to make it back up to 920. So my next take profit will be at 9, where is it here? 918. We'll sell it at 918. So that'll give me roughly what, $50 on that other 100 or 40. Let's see, 87, 97, 907. That sorry guys, I'm sitting here doing like third grade math. Okay, 40 $40 on that last 100 shares. I'll put it at 917 just to get a nice round, and that'll mean that I locked in $50 on those 200 shares. So we'll give it time to work itself out. But I'll tell you what, guys, it is 11 o'clock, and here's what I'll do. Let's see. Where would my stop need to be here? I mean, honestly, I want to at least make the $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to lose that. There's no reason to lose that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this order off. I'm going to put a stop at 8.79. So stop limit 78. I'll at least make $1 on that other one, you know, just to pay for that ticket to get out. And I will have made maybe $8 after fees and commissions on that trade if it comes down and stops me out. So, but it's got to break 80. So stop limit, and let me double check on all this. Let me just double check on all this. Yeah, I'll leave that there on the last 100 shares. So stop sell. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. One way or the other, I've made barely nothing today, but it's fine. We've done enough. I think UAA is kind of at that reversal moment. I really do think that it could get a slow buy back up all the way up to these levels, maybe even 930. And what I may end up doing is just making this one of those days where I'll just set alerts, like once it hits say $9, then I'll set my stop back, you know, above, you know, at the break of 890. You know, it'd have to, or maybe 885 or something like that. And then I'll set another alert at 910. If it breaks over 910, I'll set my stop at the, you know, at the break of VWAP, and then, you know, and I'll just chase it on up. And I'll just chase it on up, guys. But once it gets up into, I think, you know, anywhere between 917 and 927, I may just go ahead and take it off at that moment. You know, unless it just looks really strong and looks like it's going to come back all the way up to these levels. But I don't foresee that happening. And as a matter of fact, right now, it looks like it might be getting a VWAP rejection. So let's see. We've got... So Yonibi is all out INO and GNUS. Pretty much managed your swing on INO. GNUS was break even. Okay, good. And VAX and Mark for swings. Okay. Let me check out Mark. I was looking at that earlier this morning. Oh man. Okay, so it's actually done all right. That might actually be a good decent swing. You know, the thing I love about these types of stocks here is, you know, you can always get in. They move so slowly. I mean, this is one of those ones where you could get in with, you know, 1,000 shares and just get out if it breaks VWAC. I mean, you're risking, you know, $100, but to potentially make what? I mean, it broke out past here. It could get. I mean, you could easily make $400 or $500 on this trade. And I would consider that conservative. You know, it's 1,000 shares, but it's $1.40 stock. So NVA, it obviously looks like it's broke through that, but it's holding that 20 EMA on the 5-minute, and I know that's big for a lot of people. And it's also holding the 9 on the 15. So right now, you know, this wedge could still be broken to the upside. Now, if it breaks that 9 EMA, or that 20 EMA, 20 EMA, if it breaks that, I think there could be a good significant move to the downside here. So, but, and then we got Penn. Penn's just kind of chopping around. I'm really not interested in Penn anymore. Gonna remove that. Tesla, I'm surprised. Tesla continues to just push its way up. Has a dominating presence here. mRNA might finally start losing. I mean, it really might. This is it's not looking good for old mRNA. Let's see what the 30-minute. Oh, wow. What a massive sell-off candle there. Yeah, so, I don't know. I don't know. What would be interesting is to see that I think that mRNA is so prone to these short squeezes. I would not be surprised at all in the least if it. Okay, and this is breaking. I'd not be surprised at all if there's a massive squeeze up. I don't like how this is breaking this trend line. So it's a definite VWAP rejection. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get out. I'll see if it'll take it, pop up at 83 real quick. See if we can get a quick pop up to 83, and then I'll cancel the other order. But I've got my stop there just in case. See if we can make maybe $5-6 on that last trade. That would definitely pay for the whole trade. If we could pop up to 883 real quick. Otherwise, it's going to stop me out. And whichever one it does, I'll just adhere to. I'll just cancel the other order. See if we can get that 83. There we go. Okay. Good deal. So that, it was a little $16 trade, and after fees and commissions, probably 11-12 bucks. So tell you what though, it's holding that 9 EMA on the 5-minute. So I'm going to feel bad if it ends up breaking back up. But it does. It looks like a strong VWAP projection right now. So I'm really not going to be too interested. This is we've kind of reached into that territory with MYOK where, it would be good to try to take a quick 50 share scalp. It's obviously had a continued rejection off of VWAP. But then again, it's like, is this the move where it starts squeezing and taking off all of a sudden? So just have to be very, very, very careful with that sort of thing. But we could take 50 shares here, make a quick 20 bucks, 25 bucks. I don't know. It's a lot of buying. It's looking scary. Tesla, Roku, BYND is. So you see how BYND broke the trend line, came back around. Now it's bouncing off the trend line. Could be coming back up. mRNA continuing to just get the sell-off. So it's not squeezing. It's not squeezing. mRNA might be done. You may have a lot of people starting to think about, taking profits and stuff here. Let's see if we get 25 shares would be. Nah, I'm not going to chase it. Uber getting a pullback. Look at that. TWLM making a recovery. Guys, I'll tell you what, I am really tempted to take a quick share short here. I mean, all I would need to do, I could do 25 shares. I think I could do 25 shares. And just get out if it breaks. $101.76. I mean, that would. It's just been piddling around at these levels. BYND actually could be getting a fail. Could be getting a fail. Would be interesting. These are definitely great places for pullback trades. So, you know, you've got, and obviously you're going to want levels to match up and whatnot. So here on Uber, you know, you've got some levels here around there. This could be a turnaround point for Uber, catching a reversal. You know, you could at least let it fall a little bit. I mean, it's sitting right on the 100-day moving average just about, but you could let it fall to 31.28 and then just buy in for a quick, you know, just a quick pop. Same thing with Roku. BYND is about to break 132.20. mRNA, same thing. You could wait for a nice pullback all the way up here. NVAX making a pullback. I would say this is an official wedge breakdown. Look at this. That squeezed all the way up there. Man, look at that. How dumb is that? 101.50. Let's see here. TWLO, look at this. This could be a rejection. It'd be interesting. Let's see. Man, it's hard to tell with TWLO. It's really hard to tell. Looks like it's breaking out of that wedge. It's not confirmed though. If we can't get a lot of buying there, I'm going to be prone to go short. Okay, it's getting an official breakout. I think I'm going to go short here on TWLO. It did break out of that trend line, but if it breaks 89.40, I think I'd want to get out. 189.40. But I think this could get a really nice drop here. I think this could get a really nice crushing drop. It's getting a breakout, but the question is that a fake breakout? can mark. Ooh. Yeah, mark is taking off. MYOK. Tesla, Roku. Oh, BYND making a recovery there. mRNA. Nvax, Uber. Yep, Uber could be making a turnaround. TWLO has broken out of that wedge, but it is so far overextended. I'm looking for just a major breakdown, just because it's such light volume buying it up. Doesn't mean it can't continue to get bought up, but I would be looking for a drop down to the 183 levels on this. So I'd be looking for a break of VWAP. I mean, I would like to make at least 50 to 75 bucks on this 25 shares, if possible, but you know, I'm risking roughly 15 to 20. Watching BPMX as well. I don't like it as much as I like Mark though. Let's see, BPMX. You know, honestly, I don't know anything about these stocks. But I'll tell you what, it's another one of those ones where it's like I said. I mean, you take 1,000 shares and risk 5 cents to make, to make 20. I mean, if you think that it can reclaim some of these levels here, but I don't know. I mean, it is, again, it's having a breakout, but good question, man. I have no idea. And I do not do well on penny stocks, so try to stay in my lane, man. I do all right, or I've done okay on them, I'll say, in the past. But yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, because the risk to reward is so good, it's like, why not? But you could throw 1,000 shares on 10 different penny stocks today, and then they all end up losing bad, and you lose $1,000. If you're risking $100 roughly on each one, or $50 on each one. That's the thing about them. I mean, sometimes they all just fail. Usually not. Yes, usually there's a couple that'll work out in your favor. But then you got to think, is it worth what you're risking on all the other ones you're trading? But there's people out there who have a great, really good, solid strategy with penny stocks. I mean, look at Tim Sykes. Look at some of those guys, like Stephen Ducks, man. I mean, and they do position building, kind of like those guys over at SMB Capital. I mean, it's all about position building with them. Building huge positions. And, these guys will be, I don't know how they can stomach it, but they'll be underwater like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But then, their position starts coming to, things start working out for them. And see, I told you, I had a really strong feeling that wedge wasn't going to hold. But I don't know. We'll see. It's very important here that we get a close below that 9 EMA on the 5-minute. But yeah, they'll build these huge positions. They'll be thousands of dollars underwater, but they've brought their average up so much so that if they're, let's just say they're shorting the stock, they've brought their average up so much that the stock only needs to drop, a few percentage points for them to start getting back in the green. And next thing you know, they're making massive profits. But it's a ballsy form of trading, really is. And it's, I guess we can say it's kind of what I was doing on Wayfair last week. It's a very ballsy form of trading. You're building that position, and you're doing it based on technical levels and whatnot. Now, for me, it was probably a mixture of ballsy and dumb. Just plain stupid, because it was a stock that was making a massive run up and had no previous area resistance. Well, I take that back. Wayfair did have a little bit of resistance on the daily, but it broke out past that resistance while I was building that position. But that's essentially what they do. Man, this is holding. So this is probably going to get me out. But guys, it's 11:30 and I have got to keep it moving. I've got other work today that I've got to do here. So I've got my stop set. You know, either we're going to get this move all the way down and break VWAP and have this really amazing move because, you know, again, TWLO is so far overextended. I don't see why we can't get a move down to 182. You know, at least down to this, to test this previous day high here. I don't see why we can't get down there. But we'll have to see. There may not be enough volume on it. There may not be enough of anything to get it down there. So I probably will begin taking profit at the crack of VWAP. But with 25 shares, there's not too much you can do. But for me today, it's really just about trying to break over the 100 mark and, you know, make today worthwhile. So it's worthwhile for me to hold on to this trade. And if I lose, I'm going to lose maybe 20 bucks. So I'll probably still end the day basically just paying for commissions. But we have come back through that wedge here, and so it's looking fairly promising, I think. I would maybe even look to add at some point, but I don't know. Yeah, you're welcome, Word Diver. You're welcome, Yoni B. Okay, so you're taking a trade on BPMX. See how that's looking. Stop below 52. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to know how that works out. Yeah. Although, I'll tell you what, if it breaks back down through that daily high, I guess it could come back here and touch that level. Here's the thing. This is the weird thing about it, or this is the difficult thing about it. The thing you really got to think about is 52 is would be support. So it would literally take your order at 52 and then it could bounce, you know. Really, you should do it here at the break, or I'm not going to say you should do it here, but I would maybe wait for the actual break at 50. But if you took a huge share size, then, you know, I would think that this here at 57 could act as some sort of support. You got VWAP there, right under 57, and I don't know. I might even do it here, man. I might even just set it here because I think if it breaks through 55 is a good whole number mark on that. I think it's automatically going to go down to 52. It's almost like, you know, you may as well take it at the spot where if it breaks, it's going to get you out anyway at a few cents loss. If that makes sense. Possible swing. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, if it breaks past here, I mean, you're gonna lock in some good profit there, man, depending on how many shares you took. But let me just look real quick. Let's see, it probably won't even wait for 52. If it gets there, it's not good enough for the strategy. Yeah, it's if I were in that one right now, I would definitely take it at the break of either 55 or 56. I mean, like I said, you've got VWAP and you've got that other previous day resistance there. UAA still may get a VWAP breakout. Tesla bouncing off of previous day close, so it had a gap fill. This might be a good place to get in on Tesla, actually. Tesla has had a gap fill, and so Tesla, you know, may be making a retracement at least back to 813. I'm not going to take it, but that may be a good spot to take it. At least if it gets a retest of, you know, if it comes like back up to 817 or 818 or whatever, and then you just set your stop here at the break of previous day high, you know, 19, what, 8, 1, 1, 819.54, excuse me. Yeah. So could be a really good risk to reward. Roku's coming back up. BYND's coming back up. mRNA trucking on up. Trucking on up. This is what mRNA does. It's got an uncanny capability, or an uncanny ability to just continue to grind against you. NVAX grinding. Uber chopping around. Still, I think Uber still might be somewhat forming a base here, but who knows? It might continue to crack. It might crack that 100-day moving average. Bounced right off of it, just about to the T. TWLO. Still iffy on this trade. Yeah, I think I'm going to move my stop down on TWLO. I think I'll move the stop to 189. Where would it be here? $189.40, I think would be safe. Or if it gets above, I mean, I'm kind of going between, yeah, 189.38. Yeah, I'll say 189.40. Or 189.39, we'll say stop limit. So we are going to here, we'll do that. 51. Buy stop there. Okay, so I'm moving my stop down a little. Because I really want to see a break on TWLO. I mean, there's just no reason. There's absolutely no reason. It's got this flat top here. It had a breakout here above everything, and it failed. So I don't know. At this point, I feel like it's just kind of toying with us. So this, I mean, this ought to go. Look at this. Come on. Oh, come on. It just keeps getting bought up. Very strong stock. Very strong stock. Would be good for scalping, but okay. Well, I've got my stop set, so if I lose 15 bucks, I'll lose 15 bucks. Almost ought to put, you know what? I'm going to put 31 because there's just no reason. There's no reason to stay in it past 189.31. If it comes back over 189, it's probably going to charge up. Really need to break the switch. Okay, we closed below the 5-minute finally on the 9 EMA. Look at this, guys. We should get a good solid breakdown. I would even take half here at, I would take 10 off at 187.79. Let's see here, 187.72. That would at least pay for the trade, and then I'd set my stop. I'd lower my stop again. So I'm going to put a limit there at 187.79. Let's see. See it break down 188. Might even do 69. And then if it stalls, I'll take it at 80. I mean, it's staying on top of that trend line though. So we could get a squeeze. If we get a squeeze, this is going to be where it happens. And stop limit at 1. Stop limit at 189. The reason I'm going to lower my stop limit is because well, so I've got two forms of thinking here. If it breaks back above that level, that's a critical enough level for it to start squeezing. So, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, come on. Come on. There's no reason for you to be staying up there like that. Okay. New stop limit in now. Okay, so I'm not going to lose much on this trade. If it doesn't work, it's... We're looking for a break of 187 right now. And I would take it at 187.50. 69, I think I've got it set at, yeah. Got it at 187.69, yeah. All right, I'm going to change that to 187.77. Come on. Went down to 89. No reason we shouldn't get down there. Looks like it's stalling. So okay, I'm now going to set my stop at the break of 188.71. There's no reason to lose on this trade now with as far down as it's come. Is that right? Let's see. Let's look at the 2-minute. Yeah. 71. Need to at least pay for this trade. Yeah. And I'm going to take that 10 shares off there. We've broken the wedge. I really think we could get down now to 187. I think we could break 187.50. So I would get those first 10 shares out at 187.47. Yeah, maybe 187.49. Nah, 47. So I think if we broke, let's see, 56, 27, maybe it should be at 30. So I'll say 42. So I'm going to set an alert on TWLO to alert me at 187.60 on the bid. That'll give me enough time, I think, to come back here, open the screen up, put in my order. I mean, I've got it here set to buy. I can just buy the 10 shares at 187.42. But I also want to know if it stops me out. So we'll set that to 188.71. That's where I will get stopped out. So, okay. I'm finally done. I'm going to get to my other work now. And yeah, thank you guys, everybody who attended today. Appreciate it. It was good seeing you guys. Fortunately, today is it's not the biggest day, but this trade on TWLO, I really feel like this could be. I mean, look how far overextended we are. If this could lose its levels and end up having a massive sell-off today, this would be pretty good. And we can actually maybe even turn this 25 shares into a very, very significant win. Of course, I'll take 10 off at 187.42, but if that other 15 shares just continues to plummet on down here, we may even end the day up. I mean, who knows where. So buying it, just hit my stop right there. So let's see if it gets me out those first 10 shares at 187.42. Let's see. Came all the way down to 45. And it's sitting on that 20. I want to see it break that 20. What's up, Notergen? Didn't know you were still here. So now if it breaks that 20, so now I'm going to remove that order of 10, because now if it breaks the 20 and the previous candle, I think we're going to get a break below VWAP. So I would be more inclined to put those shares at, I don't know, 187.07. I think that's a good place. I think that's a good place to take those first 10 shares now. That would be right at the touch of VWAP. Little above, it would be just enough for it to get thrown on the ask and pick my order up. All right, Notergen. See you, man. It's good having you. Good having you in here today. As always, looking forward to you opening up your broker account too, man. I really am. I think that's going to be. I think it's going to be a good experience for you. But again, it just kind of comes back around to just make sure that make sure you're trading with your rules and with the right mentality, the right mindset, and all that good stuff. And I think you'll do fine. I'm very, 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 very hopeful for your situation. I really am. And you got a good head on your shoulders. I mean, you're like all of us. We all kind of get in a funk every now and then with our trades, and we all go through those days where 100% of our trades just go against us. I mean, that's not anything out of the ordinary. I think the biggest thing is just going to be, when you get in there, just make sure you're trading with small share size, man. Just make sure you're taking your uh, your profits on the day and walking. That you're not getting lured in by the market to keep trading and end up giving it all back. I mean, those are probably two of the biggest things for new traders in my experience. Which it's not like I'm this all-seeing, all-knowing, wise old owl here in the day trading world, but in my experience, I have seen, and I think you guys can agree with this. You guys, in your experience, have probably already seen this too. But a lot of people, that's how they end up not doing well. They come out of the gates, they try to come out swinging, they come out with huge share size, they end up. I mean, that alone, can be detrimental to a brand new account. Um, but they do it on with the intentions, or the under the false pretense, I will say, of them being this that next day trading guru who took $5,000 and turned it into 50 grand in one day. Like, you just got to get that out of your head, man. Just don't, conservative share size. And then the other way people blow their accounts or end up not doing well is they just don't know when to stop. And you've even seen me do, I've had days like that, and so it's take the profits, take the money and run, as we often say here in the live stream. So but anyway, yeah, you have been here all day, Notigan. You've pretty much been pretty active here. So it's always good having you, man. Happy with $5 on your first day. Yeah. Yeah, I think the first stock I ever traded in a live broker was Twitter. And it was the very first time that I ever funded a live broker. I made like a little $40 trade on Twitter. Just really tiny, just, came in with, I don't know, I don't know how many shares it was. And you know what? I may have to go ahead and take 10 of my shares off here because this looks like it's getting a push up, doing a little TWLO squeeze. Maybe it double bottomed here or something. I don't know, man. This needs to come back down. If this breaks trend, I got to get out. Probably 188.50 is where I'll put my new stop. But yeah, and I think I actually took 1,000 shares. I think I actually took 1,000 shares on Twitter, and it moved like 4 cents, and I got out. And I was like, man, this is my first trade. I'm the man. I'm gonna come in here and kill it. But that was not the story. That's not how the story ended. But yeah, those first couple of days really just need to be about testing. Just testing it and not trying to do anything fancy. Man, what is this? 188.85. Sure, Trader is dead, but I lost $40 on my first trade, then 100 on my second trade. I had trade ideas, a pattern with 80% win rate. Dang, son. It has an 80%. Somehow I didn't understand that what works today doesn't work tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's another biggie. Another biggie to learn from. Okay, I'm going to take this at, come on, take the first $10 off here. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off. Okay, so I went ahead and paid myself. This is too stressful, guys, because TWLO is, it's riding on it never crushed VWAP yet. It's riding kind of here on the 15-minute. I still think it's going to break down. I still think we're going to be like all the way down here at 182 sometime today. But in case we're not, I'll just get out the rest at the break of 188.42. So that's where I'm going to put my stop limit. 188.42. Let's do 41. And give myself plenty of room to get out on that. Stop limit buy. Okay. Hopefully we'll see the breakdown here. VWAP crossover on 20, moving average with 3 consecutive green candles on 1 minute chart. That was the pattern with 3x average volume. Yeah, that's the thing, so, and I tell people constantly, like, this market's a living, breathing organism. It's almost like a human being. It's moody. It has moods. It doesn't always stick to, it's not always predictable. It's like, there are things that it should do, and it normally does, but sometimes it just doesn't. And for whatever reason, and it could go through a whole season of that. It could go through a whole, you can have this whole season, 3 months straight, where, man, this stock is working out perfectly and it's doing it, here, and this is what all the, anytime the technical indicators show this and the chart patterns look like this is what it ends up doing. You could do that consistently for a whole, 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden, the whole next month, it will not react the way that it's supposed to. It just won't do it. It can be so nerve-wracking too. So nerve-wracking. So, okay, so this is having a fail. So now I know that if this comes over 188.20, so you're just going to move my stop down, guys, even more and more here. So stop limit. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. But okay, guys, really, I got to go. I'm killing myself here. Got so much work I got to get done today for the other job over here. So, but anyway, I'll be back later with the recap, guys, and hopefully I'll end over $100 today. I'd really like for that to be the case. I'll run through these one more time just to give a quick assessment of if there's anything I see. Look at this, guys. Look at this. UAA came all the way up to 904. It's probably going to continue to make a move up too. Tesla definitely still got that rejection, and it did. It came down. I told you guys, it was, we had a chance to get back down here to, what do we say, like 813, was it? Where was I looking at that? It must have been the 5-minute. I was looking at 813. Yeah, I think this was the candle here, because it kind of lined up with this candle over here, but it actually came down to 812, 812.50. So let's see, Roku still staying in this range here. BYND, mRNA came up, had a fail there from 64 down to, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. This is another one of those ones where I would feel safe going short, and I would just get out at the break of 64.40. NVAX getting bought up. Look at that. Uber getting bought back up. TWLO, I'm really banking on coming in here later. I want to know when this gets down to 186. So I need to set an alert here. TWLO on the bid, 186 on the bid add. Okay. I really feel like we're going to come in here and there's going to be this long red candle all the way down here, or just several long candles. I think it's going to go. I think there's a lot of people that are buying high and that are just maybe swinging this right now that are going to start dumping. I mean this could even come down to the 70s today. Who knows? But I've seen stuff like this happen several times. I mean, who knows? We just 15 shares, man. I mean, we can make $150 on this 15 shares. I don't think I'm going to. I do think I can make, maybe 50, 70, $80 at best on it is kind of what I'm planning for, but who knows? It may come back and stop me out. We'll find out later. Yeah. So be very interesting to see Tesla. See, this is kind of one of those times where I would feel pretty good here. Now, I mean, it's got to break over previous day close. And break over 820. That's a good psychological number there, 820. But this is kind of like one of those moves where it's like, why not? So why not put in 5 shares here? I mean, 5 shares at 818. And then get out if it breaks this high. I mean, you're risking, or even 820, you're risking $10 to make potentially, I mean, this could make a return to VWAP from here. Could literally make a return to VWAP from here. And, you make $50 on the trade. It really is kind of like a why not type of thing. Mark is on a RIP. Does that mean Mark is dying? No, probably wrong term. Well, what is RIP? I froze on Tesla. I froze on it. Oh, Mark is probably on a RIP. Oh, okay. It's not an acronym. Got you. Yeah, it's probably on a tear, man. It's going on a RIP. I see what you're saying. For sure. It's nice. Yeah, this is, man, what a move. Yeah, what a move on Mark. It's ridiculous. Look at TWLO. Sitting all nice and pretty on VWAP here. It's just soaring, yeah. Here's TWLO. What did I tell you, man? It's I think this can get crushed today. I think it can get crushed. I will never trade them, but still interesting. Yeah. Yeah. They are very, very interesting. Man, Tesla. Let's just look at this for a minute. I mean, SPY is continuing to push. I don't want to get in this just to lose $10. I mean, I definitely want to try to make it worth my while. But man, I tell you, I mean, I could at the very least, this could at the very least be a 3-to-1. Because with 5 shares, with a stop at 819, you're risking $10 roughly, or 819.42. So you're risking $10 basically. But if that 5 shares even comes down to, to test these 812 areas, you make $30, maybe 810 it would have to probably maybe come down to 810 or something like that. 8, yeah, 811. So even if you didn't get that full move down to retest the VWAP, it's a good solid move. It's a good solid move right there. So VTIQ, I think Tesla's reversing. It's kind of the difference between, being long biased and short biased, though, because really, if you look at it from a long bias point of view, it keeps getting bought up off that EMA. But I tell you guys all the time that these EMAs, they're not. I mean, yes, they mean something, but this could come flushing right through these EMAs. And this is the more important thing here. It's butting up against previous close. It filled the gap. It filled the gap. And it's got more reason to turn over from now and retest VWAP than to keep moving. Let me look at VTIQ. Look at that. Excellent call word diver. It's turning around. That's incredible. How do you know when it's going to do that, man? I mean, it's you must know something about the fundamentals to this or something. This is because I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. Not especially after a candle like this on the daily. Just didn't see that coming. But good call, man. Good, really solid call. TWLO lost VWAP. What did I tell you guys? I'm really looking for this to come down here today. So here's note again, and here's the thing. Now, yes, could it continue to go long? Yes. So we always talk about these indicators. They only mean so much. Yes, oftentimes they mean a lot because we have a lot of traders watching them. But again, it's like, think about. Well, okay. So think about. I'm trying to put an analogy on this, and it's going to be really difficult to. But the point that I'm trying to make is the daily levels, previous close levels, levels of support and resistance. That is watched and respected more than these lagging indicators. I'm not saying that they're always respected over the lagging indicators, but more often than not, they hold a lot more weight. This holds a lot. This line right here holds so much weight. This is the line that can be the cause of these candles starting to break down through these technical indicators. Okay, and so this is why I said, I mean, it's, plus then you got people looking at this as like a double top now. And Tesla's exhausted. It needs to come back. But so it's kind of like, I guess the analogy that I would give is it's kind of like, what tips the scales? What, and just like I said with my terminology there, I use the word the word weight. These technical indicators are weighty. Don't get me wrong. They're weighty. They hold a lot of weight. They hold a lot of value because we know that every other trader in the world's watching this junk, right? So, but we know more traders, even the more professional traders, even swing traders, even, investors. I mean, you got people, people trading options and, that these levels of support and resistance hold a lot more weight. Okay. Now the thing is in some cases it's not going to be respected because what you'll have is you could have the general population of traders out there watching this and seeing like, man, it's held these moves, you know. And so if you can get enough of those traders to swarm in and agree that this should be pushed up through that line, well, then it's going to get pushed up through that line. Okay, so that's why sometimes you will find, but I'm just saying more times than not, this is where it would roll over, because this holds more weight than these indicators, and this is what it would take. This would be the straw to break the camel's back on these indicators and have them pushing through. So if that makes sense. You know, on my good days, I follow price targets. Today, I've been playing moving averages. I think this might actually be the reason I've been struggling. If I look at all my videos, price levels are what I always play and win. Stick to it then, man. Stick to it. Stick to those price levels. Look at TWLO. I told you, man. This is. So this was my key. You guys saw me draw this trend line, and I got in here. And it broke the trend line, but it was such a weak break, such a weak break. Yes, there's a lot of volume here, but this is kind of an indecision candle. It's kind of a doji. It's not. It's mostly a buy candle, but you know, the fact of the matter is we had such a hard time breaking it, and we're so far extended on the daily on this, that it just seemed like, you know what, today's got to be the day. And a lot of times it is the third day of an overextended stock. A lot of times it is the third day. But I would just love to see this get crushed and brought down to, like I said, 182. I think that's kind of the first level. But anyway, okay, for the 500th time, I've got to go. I'm going to bring I'll go ahead and show you guys just so you know what I'm doing here, just to keep full transparency. I will put my stop now. I mean, this would just have to make a bullish move all the way back up to these levels. So where's my stop? 188.31. I think if it... I can see TWLO, excuse me, TWLO is one of those stocks that can totally come up and bust up through VWAP and fake you out and come back. So knowing that kind of makes it a little difficult. So I would just say, you know what, if it breaks back over 187.60, I'm going to get out. So I'm moving my stop essentially down. I may move it down $1. We'll say 187. $41. So roughly $1. And then I'll come back in later and move it down even more. Wait a second. Okay, so if nothing else, I'm gonna make 20 bucks on this. So we'll end the day at 70 something. Again, if nothing else. And I'll just continue to move my stop down, and I may even move it down to just the break of 187.21 here soon. But let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to get the move down today. I really do. I think we're going to get a good strong move down. And I think a lot of the selling is going to come into play. We could even get into the 70s. And I think I will take half my shares off when it does hit maybe 183. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on okay, I can delete that. So TWLO, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert at 184, and I will be ready to get out the first half of my shares somewhere down in the 183s. So, wait, did I accidentally cancel that? Let's see. Yeah, 184 bid. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna leave that. Let's look. Let me just check this one more time. I think I will move the stop down to 187.31. So it was at 41. So, like I said, worst case scenario, I'll make 20 bucks on this trade. But anyway, okay, for the 500th time, have a good day and thank you. All right, man. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Work Diver, man. Amazing job on VTIQ. I need to listen to Work Diver more often, man. This dude, this brother knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. He knows his stuff. Well, look at this. Man, I should have taken that 5 shares. I'd be up another 30 bucks almost. Well, I'd probably start taking profit down here. Maybe at 109. Yeah, just for the break of 810. Man, I'd be up 30, 35 bucks on that junk. So, anyway, you win some, you lose some. And some you don't ever know because you don't ever take it. And VAX is continuing to make a good, strong move up. So, okay. Yeah, I'll be ready to take that if I get alerted at 184. I'll be ready to take it at 7 of these shares off at 183.59. So, okay, all right, guys. Well, hey, listen, y'all have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.